Spit bars in a rave. Man, I go hard like Santan.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to a extremely special episode of Kop End Fracas, powered by the Touchline Media Group. And we are happy to say that everyone, unmute yourself, unmute yourself, unmute yourself. Champion! To all the null and void brigade, I just want to say, it's so hard for me to sit back here watching a guy hollering our name as we've spent more money on injured midfielders than you have from one side of this earth to the next. You're talking to the world champions,
Why?
European champions, Premier League champions. I'm having a hard time holding these champions down.
We've got more trophies than we've got defeats.
I need gunshots, bro. We need gunshots for that.
I'm not going to introduce anyone on this pod because, as you can see, we've got a full house. We've got the entire cast. It's a Royal Rumble. It's a Kop End Royal Rumble, baby. Woo! So, let's start. Harold, how you feeling, champ?
You know what? I was feeling a bit down earlier today, some personal things, Then I remembered we're champions of England. I said, wait, how can I be upset? What? Yo, I'm feeling great, man. In short, I'm feeling amazing, bro. I'm feeling great.
I love it, man. I love it. Ellis, how you feeling, champ?
Oh, bruv. Man's gas, fam.
Why are your arms so wham, fam? What on earth are you, bro?
He has one arm. Looks like Joe Gomez pre-injury.
Got one arm.
Bro, gas, man. Today's pod sponsored by the good fellas at Magnum. Whatever everyone else is drinking, it's a celebration. You know what I mean? We've been rough several times. We've been down several years. All the slip memes. What else, guys?
Gone.
All the fire baby tags. What else, lad?
Yeah.
What else? All the haters. We've got one of our own telling us that we can't have a guard of honor. What is wrong with people, man? Why are people hating for?
Bullshit,
man. But yeah, man, I'm happy, bruv.
I love it. Fahi, how you feeling, champ?
I'm still befuddled by it all, to be honest. Like, on the night, you lot tried to get in contact with me. I wasn't even contacting anyone. I wasn't speaking to anyone. I didn't know what to say to anyone. You lot were having voice calls, video calls. I'm like, what's going on, man? I was in another world. I'm still in another world. It's not going to be real till we actually lift it, but I'm over the moon. I've been wearing this scarf for 4 days on my head. It's been taken off. I've been sleeping with it, showering with it, praying with it. So yeah, it's a bit mad.
I saw the iconic meme on Friday of you in the Zoom meeting in our other chat. So I know you've been having a very, very good time. I had a lovely moment with Mark and Harold on Thursday when we just quickly jumped in the Zoom call. We were like, couldn't believe it happened, man. It was nice to share that moment with some of the boys. So, Mark, how are you feeling, man?
I'm good, man. I've been on my Snoop Dogg shit, gin and juice. I've been here, sipping. Like I've been saying on every single pod. Apparently, I'm very cocky now. Like, it is what it is.
It is what it is, bro.
How can I not be? No one can take this away from us, man.
They'll try and take it away from us, but
that's why you can't be gracious.
They can never.
You do what you want when you're popping.
Unbearables to the max, man.
Love it. Joe, the resident pessimist. Even you can't be pessimistic on such an occasion such as this. How are you feeling, big man? How are you feeling, champ?
I'm feeling super good, and this for me is less about me and more about the fans. Chill.
Are you Jurgen Klopp?
For 29, 30 years, we've had to endure like craziness from time we got close to Rafa, we got close to Brendan. We've taken a lot of L's, a lot of hits, and now we're champs. People want us to take it or accepting the win with grace. And I'm thinking, nah, it's like we've held L's for a while, so now it's time for us to speak up and let's really enjoy it. Like we're champs. Like we thoroughly flogged everyone in the league by 20 plus points. Some teams are fighting for Champions. We used to fight for Champions League place. We used to stress about, are we gonna make top 4? Are we gonna get enough money to be able to sign the players we want? We couldn't even get Sanchez because he wanted to go to Arsenal. These are all the things we had to endure.
I'm looking at Arsenal right now.
We're winners.
I'm looking at Arsenal right now. Like in Many Men, when it goes,
Yo,
like he
listen,
got hit like I got hit, but he ain't fucking breathing.
and we've done it in style. We've won in style. We've clapped everyone. We put everyone to the sword. I want everyone to enjoy it. I want everyone to just, like, it is what it is. Like, we're champions. We're probably going to do it again. And if we do it again, then, like, literally, it's going to be, let me just stop there. But, yo, congratulations to everyone. Like, this is just like,
let's go.
My daughter, put it this way, my daughter has seen us win the Champions League, the Premier League, the Super Cup. Yo, I'm happy. I'm happy.
Champions of everything, baby.
Listen,
Champions
bro.
of everything,
Come on,
man. Farouk, how you feeling, man? How you feeling, champ?
You know, it hasn't sunk in yet, you know? It hasn't. It really hasn't. But I'm still gassed. Do you get me? Because it's like, this is real. You know, like, every time we've got close, you thought about it. You thought, like, the slip. 08-09 wasn't really close.
Mm-hmm.
But then whenever you imagine the league, you imagine it like Liverpool way, like being last minute or whatever. Or we just wiped the league, but it still hasn't sunk in. But yeah, man, I'm gassed, bro. I'm gassed, you know?
I love it, man. Junior, how you feeling, champ?
Boy, listen. First of all, yeah, well done, boys. Like, well done to the lads that, they what's going on right now. It's been a distraction. Everyone wanted it cancelled. I ain't gonna lie, I was a bit worried about this whole COVID thing. It's gonna be null and void. I wasn't showing that I was worried, but when the messages were coming through, like, yeah, this is gonna happen, they can't continue. Do you know what I mean? I got worried, and then France cancelled, Amsterdam cancelled. Then I was really worried. But then I thought, you know what? It has to work. And now we're back with champions. Now they can fucking void the league. Now I don't give a shit.
Yeah, void
whatever you want.
Go for it, bro. No, I'm ecstatic. And obviously, it was earlier in the podcast, obviously off air, we asked about 2005 and now. This is just different, man. Because in 2005, I went out the front door, yelling and screaming. But now we're waiting for the celebration. These are pre-celebrations that we're doing. When everything sounds safe to go out, it's going to be crazy. Come on, boys.
This is the pre-drinks at the moment, because you got to think of that. That's such a good point. There's two phases.
Yeah, I've been a little soft, yeah. I've got a little Highland, though. I don't know what's going on with me right now. Change it up in a minute.
We're too lit right now, but I think come parade, it's going to be like carnival. It's going to be something else, man.
Is this the earliest it's ever been won?
Game week, yeah.
It's the earliest and the latest.
Yeah.
Game week wise.
Not like that. Just trendsetters.
Yeah. Game week was the earliest.
Julian,
That's
how you feeling, champ?
One game played.
How's you feeling? Me?
Yeah, how you feeling, bud?
Listen, man. All my life, I've been watching football. and I've always just wanted, and I've always seen my enemies celebrate this one trophy that's eluded me. A couple of years ago, there were United and Arsenal fans. I don't need to mention their names, but they were telling me that I should be.
Bro, mention their names, bro.
No. We don't do that, man. But we heard it like a couple of years ago. When we was, starting our journey into being the best in the world, people were telling us like, you should be going for the FA Cup. You should be going for the League Cup. You should be disappointed. And I was like, no, don't worry about that, man. We're going for the league. Lose the Champions League. And then Klopp even said it. It's not the end. It's just the beginning. And what happens? We get 97 points, miss out on the league. But what happens? Light work. We win the Champions League. How come man can't relate to that? Man can't relate to that. And then what happens? We go and listen, if you are listening to this podcast and you're not a Liverpool fan, we beat your team. Everyone, we beat you. We beat you lot.
We're champions only live stream.
No one can chat to us. Yeah? Nothing. You can't say anything.
All you man said you don't care. You care.
If you don't care, I'm not going to hear it. Just like Kano said, you're just going to have to hold that one. Hold it. Simple.
Eat that, bro.
Simple. Eat that.
Telling me
I'm not going to do it again. I'm not going to bam you lot again next season. It's going to be nuts.
Back to back, baby. Mike,
Yeah, man. I'm good,
Mike,
man.
how you feeling, champ?
Emotional.
Colgate smile, I love it.
It sunk in. Like I think everyone's saying that, right? It hasn't sunk in, and yeah, it just feels surreal. It still feels so surreal to me. I never thought we'd win the league. I'd given up hope of us winning the league ever in my lifetime, to be honest.
Raw, man.
No, it is one of those things, isn't it? When you have so many kind of like close calls and not getting over the finish line. I mean,
exactly.
13-14. I thought if it's not going to happen now, it's never going to happen.
For me, that was the one as well. That one really, it stung so much. Like, of all the setbacks we've had, that one stung so much because that team, I loved that team. I loved Sturridge. I loved Gerrard. Obviously, I just loved that team. So for us to finally do it, and I've known we're going to do it for the past like year or so, like the last 6 months since January, really. But for us to finally seal the league, and it meant so much to the players too, which is what makes me emotional because Henderson wants it much as we wanted. Like they wanted this as much as we wanted this. That's why it's just so special. And listen, like everyone said, we will do it next season again. I'm so sure we're going to go back to back. We're going to be unstoppable. We're going to. I'm not sure about dynasties, but we're going to have a period of success. I think we're going to really be a force to be reckoned with over the next few years. And listen, just be careful. To everyone out there who supports the rival team, be careful. We are back. We are back.
Prophesize, Mike. Prophesize.
Tell her again, bro.
Last but not least, Anik with a fresh trim. Fresh trim.
Fresh trim, man.
As you can see on the YouTube channel, if you're not listening on the YouTube channel, switch over to the YouTube channel because you're going to want to see all the video. You're going to see us all in our glory, all the smiles, just all the gloriness, the lovely Fahid, the amazing Harold, the hedge.
You know what's so
Ellis.
funny? This video is going to have the most dislikes of all time.
That's what we fool ourselves on, man.
Yeah, mate. The comments are going to be so funny to read.
All on the
Smug
sword
pricks.
sometimes, man. When you're the king, it just happens, man.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown, isn't it?
Yeah.
Basically.
Anik, how you
Hate
feeling,
us
champ?
because they ain't us still.
No, man, feeling amazing, man. I think initial thoughts was, euphoria. Then it was a bit of relief. But now it's like, it's just been a blur. What Fahi said as well. It's just been just a blur the past few days. Just been enjoying myself so much. I think it all comes down to Klopp, We are now like the best team in the world. He said 4 years and he's delivered on that. And as a Liverpool fan, I've now seen my team win every competition that a club can get entered into. And that one competition, is what these null and voiders were going on and on and on about. And we've ticked that off the list now. So as a Liverpool fan, mate, I am over the moon. And the way in which we've done it is in such style. I just want us to go on and smash all the records, win the most amount of games. Yeah, and keep these null and voiders nice and quiet.
Keep them quiet, man. Got to keep them shut up.
Wicked.
Chris, before we move on real quick, can we do a little toast? You can say it off, but everybody drink in hand, man.
It's my drink, man. It's my drink.
Yeah.
Well, toast to the champions and all that.
Yeah, toast to the champions. Man.
Toast to the
May it
champions.
last forever. May it
Toast
last
to the
forever.
manager, toast to the
Champions.
players, toast to the backroom staff, toast to the dinner ladies, all of them.
Word.
Cheers, man.
Thank you very
Cheers,
much,
boys.
and thank you for giving us this moment.
You know what I mean? Again, for all those who didn't care, you care.
100% care.
You're here,
100% care.
You're here
I have
listening
seen some
you didn't
hurt
care.
feelings.
You know what I'm saying? If you didn't care, you wouldn't tell me that you didn't care. So therefore, care.
I've seen Julian engage with so many people that are like, no one cares about this title win. But then a second later, they'll be like,
we need to win one. We need to win. We need to win one. Listen, man.
Hold on, do you care or not? What's going on?
Man. I can't lie to you. I care, man. I care about the league, innit? Like when we miss out, I don't know about you lot, but my team wins stuff. So when we miss out on stuff, it burns, innit? It hurts, man. Like,
And do you know what kills it? Do you know what kills me the most? Yeah, the man that said they didn't care. You know what? Forget it, man.
You know, there are certain teams out there that have
Talk that talk.
Man, them. Who's got the longest without winning? It's Tottenham. Then who is it? Arsenal, right?
Arsenal,
think
yeah,
so.
bruv.
Yeah, them North London bums.
I thought we were talking about top 6 teams. They're not top 6 anymore.
Oh,
Right?
No. You got to respect it, man. It's probably going to be United now because Arsenal, man, they're not top 6 team anymore, man. Like, no. Actually, no, Tottenham, innit? We don't know. We don't know,
Nah,
man.
forget that, man. Man were telling me about gold trophies, fam. 14 years
Joe,
ago.
I love it. Null and void.
Yeah.
Move your head real quick, Joe. Just to
It's
let
not
them
even 14 years
Yeah,
ago,
look
man.
at-
I can't remember when it was. I was a youth man, so I don't remember when them type of trophies were getting released and like I can't know.
Trophy's got dust on there,
man.
We got that.
It's like that older. It's like when when you get them washed odors on the ends that used to. You man, listen, back in the day, man used to be on this, you know. Like, man used to be on this, you know. Like you get me, like just because you're shining now, don't like we don't care,
Things were
man.
different back then.
Yeah, things were different back then. Like university fees were 3 bags. Like no one cares about.
It sound like we used to sound.
Like,
We used to be that guy.
No one cares, man. But yeah, man, I can't lie to you. I've been emotional watching the videos of Klopp's first interview.
Yeah.
Because I remember, like, I went to go see my friends here when Klopp first joined, and I was like, "Do you believe in Klopp to actually bring you something in 4 years?" I was like, "The way man's talking, yeah, I do." For the first time, I actually believed that we could win a trophy in my life, apart from when Rafa was there. And then for him to have a quote, man. This is crazy, man. But must a tear. I'm not. Yeah, it's mad.
Did you man ever
Crazy,
doubt
man.
Klopp would win? Did you ever doubt Klopp would win the league?
Nah.
No, you know.
Like honestly, I never doubted.
What was that?
Did you lot ever doubt Klopp would win the league?
Nah, I always thought he'd at least
Oh,
get
you
definitely
Blam
doubted.
obviously doubted.
Do you know what? Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I won't lie.
100%.
After last season, it was weird because after like getting 97 points, like, I was like, all right, you know what? Yeah, win the league. It's not that for us. It just might not be that. And then going into this season, he made me believe that we can. So I won't lie. This season as well, I was one of the ones saying, "Nah, like City are just too good." And after getting 97 points, that was it.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
think we were gonna win it this season. I thought we'd win it eventually, but not this season.
Why did you doubt
eventually?
I think after the numbers that City have been putting up the past 2 years, like 100 points, 98 points, I was like,
yeah,
bruv, was that our best chance gone?
Mm.
But, you know, I think it's what Julian said earlier, you know, Champions League in 2018, we didn't do it. We went round, we done it. Same as last year. We come round, we win it. So,
I think that's this specific squad. It's the way that they take, for most people, adversity is, you know, a hill that they can't climb over. They'll just roll down it and kind of seep in their own misery. But for this team, innit, the adversity is the thing that spurs them on to go that even further. And
I think they're almost of that Michael Jordan, we take this personal kind of thing. I think they kind of just have, I think they kind of hear and they kind of know like what's being said out there. I know for 100% they do, that they hear what's been said. I think they take failure for the most part as they take it personal, and you can see from the way that they play and just at the intensity they play at to the fact that they burn themselves out just trying their absolute hardest. And you have to remember that they don't do this for themselves, really. They do it for us because they know how important it is for the fans to win. And I know they took it a certain way when we amassed 97 points and we didn't win it. And you can just tell from the way that they were just like putting everyone to the sword this season, that they took it personal and they knew how much this would have meant to the city and to fans all over the world. So, you know, when I said it earlier, this isn't really about me, it's really about the fans. And I always say this, even when we won the Champions League, it was like, we deserve this. We deserve to be happy. Fans, regardless of what everyone says, and you know what the agendas people like to run, anything to do remotely to do with Liverpool as a club or a city, everyone likes to beat us over the head with a stick or try to detract from our successes, you know, try to make us feel bad for winning, and you can't do that. We're winners. We've cleaned up every major trophy we actually care about. We've cleaned up. So
I think deep down everyone knows, like
they
do realise.
It burns.
Deep down they respect us. Yeah.
It burns, and that's okay. If your manager and your club are doing their job as that, what's that guy's name? Terminator T. I do my job. Was it? Is that it?
I
I do my job. Yeah, like
You're not even comfortable in your own
Your
ends.
job. I do my
They're
job.
not around no more.
No, some fans ain't even comfortable in their own city.
I definitely feel like
They're not around no more.
They're not around no
like
more.
these group of players, yeah.
Who do you think that's because of? They're not around no more.
Not around no more.
I definitely feel like these group of players after the Champions League, especially as what Klopp said as well, with when they lost it, he said compared to him at Dortmund, where when he lost the Champions League at Dortmund, it felt like the end of an era.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, Götze was leaving, like certain players weren't really. There was like, yeah, it's done now. But then with us, he basically got a new spine with Fabinho and a couple of other players. Added a few players here and there, and then these group of players actually thought, yeah, this is a start of something special. And you can tell by the way they pulled it together last year with the 97 points in the Champions League, and especially they all want to win for each other as well as the club as well, because they're in it for the long run, which is amazing.
Forgive me if I'm mistaken, yeah, but I swear Klopp made them watch every single trophy list that they lost, including the Community Shield. So
Yeah,
you can tell why it burns them so much. You can tell why their hunger's so there, like why it's so high, and why they want to drive for success. Because, and especially a lot of the team do actually support Liverpool and they've grown up in the city. So not grown up in the city, but I've been in the city long enough to see the pain and to see what it means to fans.
Yeah.
Farouk, you were going to say something.
You know, remember 13-14, after we lost, I remember the interview at Newcastle when we won 2-0, I think it was.
Yeah.
Sturridge was talking about how it's going to fire us up for next season. Yeah. And Roger was talking about how pain kind of like is motivation. And I was like, all right, this is going to work. And obviously we flopped after that, but I feel like Klopp actually used the pain as motivation for us. You get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. Especially just under the circumstances. Salah got injured in the like 31st minute or whatever it was. And it was like, what kind of injustice is this? Do you know what I mean? What kind of fate is that? And usually the Liverpool way is to just like, all right, cool. Well, you know what I mean? Like, it's over for us. But next year we went back and we won the thing. And then we finished with 97 points, which is the highest a team has finished second, has got basically points that they've amassed. And then the next season we just blew everyone out of the water. And I think the mentality of this team, you know, is next level. It hasn't proper been appreciated, but the mentality of this team is outworldly, man. To like proper be like, okay, we're getting defeated, humiliated essentially. We got 97 points and it still wasn't enough, you know? But to come back next year and say, all right, cool. See, this is the level you set. We're going to match that. If you slip up, we're going to be able to take advantage. And that's what we've done. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And I feel like the mentality of this team is now, okay, cool. We've done this. We're going again. We want it back to back. Do you get what I'm trying to say? We want that dynasty. We want to match United's league titles and probably surpass that. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I'm not even worried about next season, you know. I'm like extremely confident we'll win the league next season, despite what our position do. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like this is a change, man. This is a beginning of a dynasty. I'm not even trying to gas you. It is what it is.
No, just Annie was like, whoa. Can you not believe in Farouk or something? What's that?
It is what it is. Hey, run with me or run from me, bro. It's done. It's time.
To add to what you said as well, I think a lot of our players have had very complicated backstories. So none of them are actually superstars in the same way Man City players are superstars. So they've had to struggle and fight to get to where they are today. If you look at Andy Robertson, for example. You look at Virgil van Dijk, who's the best centre-back in the world by a country mile. Probably the best centre-back in Premier League history. He had a really tough time getting to where he is today. Like these players have all struggled.
Hold on. Who's Van Dijk? Are you guys talking about the guy that they said was a long-haired Chris Smalling? Is that the guy you were talking about?
Huh? Like Kevin Nash.
I just wanted to clarify. That's the guy.
This Liverpool team, weirdly enough, it reminds you know those old cheesy United American films, where a manager just comes into some dead team. Everyone's there just a loser. And he takes and he just does his thing and just motivates them. That's literally how I see it. Like when I actually think about it, this Liverpool team going up to last season were a bunch of losers. In my eyes, like not in my eyes. Obviously, they weren't losers; they were amazing, but they weren't special. Yeah,
they were second fiddle.
This is harsh.
Nearly men. We were the nearly men.
No, I'm just saying compared to the movie, like you know when they have those needs.
No, of course.
And they make them all special. Yeah, that's exactly how I thought what Klopp has done with this team. Like he's elevated every single player.
Every single
player has been elevated, and that is mental.
What I say on that is obviously. I gave it in the loser side. I don't think they were losers. I think with Brendan Rodgers, we overachieved. We
massively, yeah.
For sure.
Obviously, we were blessed with obviously the strike force and the players that we had. And after that season, we didn't win it. And God rest his soul, Gerard must be kicking himself. But
he's not dead.
Not dead.
You know what I mean?
We only won the league, guys.
Gerard's soul's gone after that. I'll be honest with you. His soul's gone. That gives him nightmares daily, man. If you watch it all the time,
It does.
Yeah.
And it's such a nothing pass. And of all the people you want that ball to go to, Gerard is got it on lock. And
Glam, do you know what though? That moment summed up that team because Gerard was rushing the pass. He took his eye off the ball and then he slipped. That team
there was no control in that team.
No control. That team was too frantic. This team is so
but that one thing, and obviously, do you know what? Even going back to that, obviously, we can talk about our near misses now because we're champions. But going back to that, even when we've played Palace, I think we tried to extend our goal difference. That's
we tried to score like 7-8 goals.
How ridiculous is that?
That was a darker match for me than the Chelsea game, to be honest, because I remember being in the room with two Arsenal fans. The 3-0 up, I'm thinking, okay, they were getting boatloads of chances. I think Suarez and Sturridge started being a bit too greedy. They missed a couple of
Victor Moses, he missed the open
mad.
Like, okay, it's 3-1 now. Shut up shop. Like, don't lose the game. Don't lose any points. They score again. I'm like, okay, like, it's getting a bit shaky.
I got nightmares still.
Then they scored. Oh, my days. I was sitting on the dark for about 10 minutes straight. Me and my boy that supports Liverpool, all the Arsenal fans were running around the house screaming. We were in the dark for about 10 minutes straight. Didn't say a word.
When you think about the improbability of 13-14, where we could have won the league with Alex Sissoko at left back, it's like
we conceded like 50 goals though.
Yeah, we'd always get
that. Was a heavy metal team. That's one thing I really rate Klopp for. Klopp has brought this mentality of controlling games. Remember when Klopp first came, you all about this heavy metal football, about being really, really attacking and trying to outscore opponents as opposed to what we do now. You take sting out of games so easily.
Yeah, man. I think that's what Klopp tried to do. That
boom.
After his second season or after his first season, he said that we were still immature in regards of our playing.
Yeah.
We didn't know how to control it, and I think he's done so well in that where now you just control the game. Like when we go 2-0 up, game over, forget about it. Like you can do whatever you want.
There's been games this season where we've been 1-0 down, and we've all been sitting there thinking, I'm not worried.
Honestly, that Aston Villa game was crazy.
Yeah. That's the prime example of it, isn't it? The Villa game. It's like we went 1-0 down.
Lads, you know what? We forgot to thank like the person who made all of this possible. Like for real, Coutinho. Thank you so much.
Hey, look.
Round of applause.
Don't do Coutinho like that, bro.
Round of applause. Round of applause.
I don't like that because I know for a fact if he was to come back home, we'd all be happy.
I don't care.
Yeah, get him out of here, man. Get him out of here.
He funded the food. He funded Fabinho. He funded Alisson. He funded Bearman.
God bless you.
Hey, Coutinho, you're one of them guys, where we didn't know like what we had when you was like feigning your injury and what you was doing and what like we didn't know what you could bring. So like we're sorry. We should apologize to you now.
Just to show you, God is always in control because
man. You got your dream move. We got our league. It worked out, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
You know what though? To go back to before.
There's a quick message from Mr. Coutinho.
Does Brewster get a PL medal?
No.
Brewster, he doesn't.
No, he embarrassed himself last year, man. He embarrassed himself.
Go on, Harold.
Okay, I was just going to say, on the topic of other fans, them not caring and that kind of thing, think of it as like, when you're growing up and there's this one guy you always take the piss out of, innit? And you always take the piss out of him. And then now you see him, he's all grown up and he's like, raw.
Wham.
He's this guy. And now the way you clowned him, people are clowning you.
Bam.
Mad. Those are Arsenal fans.
Yeah.
Welcome to reality. You've become the waste man in the group. No one rates you. You're the banter man. So now when you try and banter us, you realize, raw, I'm bannering me.
Yo, this is my last question. This is my last question for today. I just want to ask everyone this. There's two questions.
You just said last question, then you got no.
Just two. Are Arsenal even? The first one is, are Arsenal even a big club? Two. Are Arsenal? What do Arsenal even bring to this league?
This is the Champions Only podcast. This is a champions only podcast.
Champions only.
We don't,
Shouldn't even brought up the name. My bad.
Why are there mid-table teams in my life?
Sorry,
man, come on, man.
This is the champions.
I want us to remember that we used to buy from mid-table clubs. Remember that?
Come on, man.
We still do. And then we
I
mold
want to
them
go back to
boys.
something, yeah? So I want to go back to something. You asked a question about Klopp.
Yeah,
You asked a question about Klopp, yeah? And Glam said he wasn't sure. Glam, please expand on your point.
Yeah, so obviously, I was getting it was beginning to give a theme of flopping in finals, yeah.
Yeah.
That was pissing me off. I think the first one was the real one.
Hey, Glam, I can't lie here because it was getting me mad as well. If we lost this final, yeah,
I
can't even lie. Glam,
the League Cup with City. That one where that one didn't bother me too much. It was the Seville one.
Yeah, you know what? I get what you mean with that. Coming after half time and then immediately just going to complete.
Do you know what it is, yeah? You know what it is with our cup final losses, though? Apart from the League Cup one that we don't care about, yeah, there's been glorious, obvious, like, fuck-ups where it's been like, I can't even blame you. Like,
yeah, okay, yeah, but Karius was his guy. And I told you when I thought Karius was shit, yeah? He was shit when he let Bournemouth come back.
I watched that game again.
Yeah. He was shit from then, and he still gave him a chance. Bro, Man City released this guy as a teenager, yeah? He's gone to Germany.
Damn, you can't. It was either Mignolet or Karius.
Mignolet then. Mignolet.
No. That's dead.
Wait. We can't excuse Karius for his madness because
no, we can't.
Okay, but because the Karius, Mignolet played more consecutive games than Karius, yeah? Karius' ratio of errors in a short space of time is stupid, and he cost us dearly.
He nearly won the Golden Boot. He really won the Golden Glove, I swear.
I want to hear Mike stick up for him. That's what I want to hear.
No.
Yeah,
Wait, so let me articulate my argument here very clearly.
Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
When I think about the Kiev final, I think Bale was far more important than Karius in that final. So Karius makes the initial mistake, right? We recover from that mistake and we score a goal. Mane scores a goal. Bale scores the best goal you've ever seen in any final, and that's the game over. The game's over after that. So Karius'
the game's over when he makes that.
It wasn't over. Exactly, it's 2-1. The game's not over.
He finished.
Whistles.
But he got elbowed in the head.
So Karius
Just get elbowed in the head.
Ellis,
Don't remember because I haven't watched that game ever again. The first
goal,
go on, Mike. The second goal, wasn't it like some Karius mistake again? The second goal.
Yes,
the second goal was the overhead kick. The Bale overhead kick. The third one was when he
anyway.
like that.
I'm not having it, man.
Julian, are you mad?
Wait, so saving that.
You
should be saving that. Champions League and let a man do that to you. Are you crazy, fam? No, you should be saving that. All three of them was his fault. All three of them. How you not saving that?
No.
Nah, you saved that, fam.
He cost us.
Chris is having a tough time here.
I'm struggling, I'm not gonna lie.
No, I'm not having it, man.
I need a gavel or something.
I need to answer Harold's initial point. So I break that game into 3 segments, right? So there's the first segment of the game. Liverpool are playing well, but then we lose momentum because Salah goes off. Second segment is when Karius makes a mistake, but we recover from the mistake. So Mane scores about 4 or 5 minutes after the Karius mistake. So that's the mistake rectified.
Null and void.
The third stage of the game is when Bale scores the best goal you've ever seen in the final and knocks the stuffing out of us. And then we lose momentum again.
And the third goal.
Then we have the Mane chance, and then we don't create anything else. And Madrid control the game, and then Karius ultimately makes a bad mistake. So Karius is at fault. Karius is at fault, but like Bale defines that final.
Karius, the team. Mike.
You know what it is?
I understand that. But what I'm trying to say, when you have no faith in your goalkeeper and you're on the pitch, you lose focus on your own game. He brings no confidence. 100%. He brings no confidence through that team. They all knew his shit, but they can't argue with Klopp.
But Glam, my argument's not that Karius is not a fault. argument is that Bale's contribution is more significant for me because I feel like that
Why you're
changed.
backing Mike?
No,
Mike, wait.
Mike, I can't lie to you, yeah? The reason I don't agree with that
Mike,
is
just blink twice if
I didn't even know why we're talking about this today, to be honest.
Mike, Mike, is Karius behind the camera?
Is Karius with me right now?
Yo, just switch up the topic, man.
I'm expecting this German bloke to come and be like, Danke?
Hey, Mike, if I'm ever guilty, bro, I want you to represent me in court, bro. You put that knife in.
Thank you very much.
What he tried to do was put it back.
Mike was proper defending Karius.
I'm not defending him. He makes big mistakes that cost us the game.
All right.
Bale's contribution is more significant, in my
But
opinion.
quickly, obviously, back to the original point. Obviously, I've been proven wrong. I did doubt him, and he's come through, so I can't say nothing on that. Respect to him, respect to Klopp's fan base. Do you know what I mean? And I'm happy that obviously he's proven me wrong because I had my doubts.
I got a question for you, Clem. I remember when we beat Watford 2-0. I remember because I was in my car and I wanted to break my phone because you was trolling.
About what?
You said
I remember that day.
You said you wouldn't cry if we lost Klopp, and you're not like crazy about Klopp.
Yeah, I'm not.
Still.
Yeah, bro. I'm not crying if he comes.
Hey, Chris. Glam. All right, now, Glam, come on.
Cancel him.
Right.
Take him out.
All right, man, come on.
Take him out, Chris.
Come on, brother.
Take him out the pod.
Did you cry when Gerard left? Did you cry when Gerard left, Glam?
Farouk, bro, listen. I can respect a man. I can change my opinion and respect a man. But if I don't like you, I just can't like you. It's as simple as that. Listen, I'll tell you what irritates me about him. I'll tell you one of the main things that irritate me about him.
I can't believe this is our champion.
Is the Lovren treatment.
Just one.
I can't. Listen, I'm telling you, that is his stepson. That is his stepson. Yeah? I'm telling you, that's his stepson. And I cannot be on his side when he makes excuses for this guy. Remember one time when Lovren came in and
he called Lovren world class. He called him world class. He called him world class.
Yeah,
but he was in team of the year.
Lovren. You know what?
Team of the year, bro.
All right, I'm not for Lovren. We're not going to do this on Champion Wednesday, okay? We're not going to do this.
We're going to do this.
Obviously, the question. All right,
Glad. I think your beef is with Joel Matip more than anyone.
So I'm going to dead it. So we get off this clock. I gave that respect
into our WhatsApp chat.
Yeah, so that madness you just all heard there was what is the Kop End Fracas WhatsApp group on a daily basis, on an hourly basis. Also,
all right, Chris, cool. Don't tell them to ask me questions, man. Stupid questions,
please,
bro.
Just as a side note, please join the Touchline Fracas Discord as you can get more of this fun from everyone, all the other pods. So, it's a lovely quick
bro, we're champion. I love you, man. Mike, you're my boy, innit, man? You like my guys, man. Come on.
All right. So, question: do you guys feel as if the moment was taken away from us because Chelsea helped us win the title? Or nope.
I was
slightly. It wasn't taken away.
I wanted us to win it at the Etihad. I can't lie, but to be honest, when it happened, it just felt so euphoric. Because I didn't know how I would feel, and it just happened, and it just felt euphoric.
Can I say something?
I went to the corner and I cried
because
Chelsea won.
You know, like maybe 10, 15 years ago, where there wasn't this extensive coverage of behind the scenes, etc., etc., I would have felt like the moment was taken away from us. But if you look at it, we were all at a hotel actually waiting for them to slip up. And we expected it because everybody gathered and watched the game. And we would have never got to see those scenes where everyone's like yacked and like off their heads. And I feel like they were celebrating with us. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I enjoyed that personally. You get me?
Yeah,
at the Etihad, both fans wouldn't have been the same for me personally anyway. So I preferred it.
The Guard of Honor makes up for all of that. I want to see Kevin De Bruyne clap for Henderson. Clap for DE. Clap for
Joe Gomez walking through Raheem Sterling.
Trust.
Would be great.
Clap for your uncle.
To that Arsenal fan who stole our tweet from earlier in the week, you're a bastard and we will be coming for you. When did you all kind of feel that the league was won?
Aston Villa. I said it on the pod when we beat City. I said we won it, and people saying I'm getting ahead of myself.
For me, it was actually, I'm going to be cliche and say United. When Salah actually scored that goal and backed off the top, that's when I was like, yeah, it's over. It's done. Yeah. That's the first time I felt like a champion.
Do you know why it's Leicester away for me? Because we came back from the Club World Cup and everyone was saying this is a good time to play Liverpool, right? So this is
Yeah.
a game they're going to finally lose today, guys. They're playing the second best team in the country and they're going to lose. And we battered them. We absolutely battered them. Like 4-0, flattered Leicester.
We
My game
so
was
good.
Arsenal. When we slapped Arsenal, I knew we were going to win it.
That's nothing, man. Every year. Every year, bro.
It's the way we slapped them. Everyone's like, oh, Pepe's coming. Oh, Pepe. And it got ruined. I knew we were going to win.
You know what? I think the reason I said the Villa game was because it was 86 minutes. It was 86 minutes, and like we're 1-0 down, and ultimately, champions elects really like kind of come through that, and the fact that we won it in 7 minutes spell.
Goal as well in the first half.
Yeah, it
was very Fergie that game.
I agree with Mike as well, though. Like the Leicester game certified it for me. Like the moment we battered Leicester, because everyone was like, "Oh, if Leicester win, the gap's only going to be 7 points or something," and like this is where Liverpool will like tremble in January and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But the fact that we battered Leicester, it kind of certified that league. So after that, there was no worries at all. I knew it was done.
Trent's performance in that game goes down in history for me. Like it's one of the best
100%.
by any Liverpool player.
That's
10 out of 10.
In my time of watching Liverpool, I would say that in the decade after Suarez at Norwich, that's probably the best individual performance I've seen in a Liverpool shirt. Honestly, I can't lie to you.
It's important.
I've seen Salah come close, but that was Roma.
No, Salah versus
Roma's up there as well. Salah against Roma was phenomenal.
Yeah, but Trent versus one of mine. That's definitely
ridiculous because he's a right back. He's a right.
Yeah.
People don't understand. He's a right back to be doing all this hat-trick of assists and a goal, involved in every single goal.
And his general play during the game was an absolute
he was playmaking from right back. Who does that?
I like to thank some United fans for tweeting on that side. The star boy.
Every time they tell him to come outside, he doesn't matter.
I'm convinced Trent has his phone in the changing room. He's just seeing the time like that.
He has a burner.
Swear.
What? Swear? Yeah. Alright. Puts his phone down and gets moving, fam.
He's just sitting there like, is it? All right, cool.
He's shout out all them man that say he's a shit defender and he's got a league title. He's part of the best defense in the league. I don't want to hear nothing from anyone anymore.
I think everyone's expected to change.
Shout out to Ife, Mr. Meads, because he's listening. He told me that Reece James,
who
better than Trent. Do you remember that?
Wow. He said the same thing this week. And on the pod, I told him Reece James can't even chat to Nico.
Oh yeah. That's a bit brave, but also the whole time, Jermaine, man, you tell me Tyron Mings is better than
Joe Gomez.
No, he didn't.
He didn't. No, man.
Lads, who in the team do you feel like is gonna be like go down in history as like the best? Like I don't know, like Robertson will be like, or Trent will seen as.
I think all of them.
Right back. We've had.
Yeah, I think all of them.
Van
Dijk, 100%.
Yeah,
Van Dijk by far best.
It's crazy. One of the best enemies of all time.
Huh?
It's crazy.
One of the best enemies of all time.
Henderson's going to be one of the best.
Captain Gerald or Henderson?
Oh, not today.
Not today. Not today.
Oh man!
Nah, this is the shit I'm talking about, bro. This
That's
is why
a
you don't
loaded question.
Why are you going to say Scholes?
Yo.
Hey, Chris, get some order in there, man. These men are
I'm enjoying it, man.
What are you going to say? What are you going to say? What? 29 years of my life, no one won us the title, but Henderson did.
He didn't win the title.
I don't care. Henderson lifted us the title, therefore better captain. Simple.
Nah.
Oh, you mad, man.
Boo me all you want.
Chris, kick him out of this group.
You need to relax.
I'm going to put you on a timer, Farhi. I'm sorry. I'm going to put you on a timer.
I'm not rolling, man.
I'm joking.
I promise you, go down as a legend, though. You will go down as a legend.
Henderson is a legend, 100%.
Of course.
I'm one of the biggest Henderson at the time haters, but it was
we know
as a 6. I have no time for him as a 6 till this day. till
Yeah, as a six.
today.
Yeah, as a
Today.
six. Yeah.
He was good this season as a six though. Early
No,
in the
he
season.
wasn't.
No,
He
no.
doesn't play as a
listen,
six.
He was
No,
all right. He
no,
was all right. He
listen,
was all right.
listen,
Okay.
listen.
It's okay.
When Fabinho was out, he was
He done his job.
He wasn't
He done his job.
Yeah, he done a job. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
okay.
he's got-
Genie was playing in the six.
No,
he
it was
wasn't.
Hendo.
Hendo was playing at the six.
Genie hasn't
No,
been
no.
since that Champions League
At the
run.
six. And he was good. He wasn't decent. Give the man his flowers, man. Goodness sake.
No, he's been great.
Respect,
Respect Hendo. Respect.
Nah, Henderson is a ingredient. He's
Respect
an
him. Respect him.
ingredient.
No, we need to respect everyone in this title-winning team because
Respect him,
at the end of the day, they're all legends. Even as much as
Even Lovren.
Yo,
Lovren,
respect
even
Lovren.
Lovren,
Respect
bro.
Lovren. Respect him. We have to
Respect
respect
Lovren.
him. Respect these
Also,
players.
respect to one of the biggest scammers I've seen since Virgil, Andy Lonergan, who's come out of this with,
Does he get a medal?
yeah.
No way.
How?
Yeah,
How?
reserve
That's a
keepers.
madness.
Reserve keeper. So remember when Allison was injured? He was the backup
Oh
keeper.
my gosh, I'm gonna be killing
Oh,
right
yeah, so it's on the bench.
You know who else deserves an honourable shout out? Yeah, Shaqiri. He has had one of the
I'm not doing. No, I'm not doing this
all
today.
time.
I'm not doing this today.
He's had one of the
No.
For what Shaqiri did against Man United, for what Shaqiri did against Man United, give him
and Everton.
give him a medal.
No.
Shaqiri, yeah?
I slightly want to take away Shaqiri's medal and give it to Daniel Sturridge.
Nah, man.
This is saying, my man, my fellow West Midlander. Thank you for everything.
What Shaqiri did last season got us to 97 points. We won nothing. He's done nothing.
Listen. Shaqiri.
Barcelona.
Wait. Has Shaqiri played this season? I don't remember him playing.
No.
Farouk. But he put in that
crap. He was crap. He was so bad.
Nah, he wasn't crap, man.
Wait. Let me get this straight.
Who said he wasn't crap?
Wait.
Shaqiri weren't crap.
What, against Barcelona? You
in
mad?
the semi-final.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant last season.
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
cool,
against
cool.
Barcelona, he was
Okay.
awful.
Wait. Let me get this straight though, because he had decent performance in Champions League last year. He deserves a Premier League title for what? For a head transplant this year or what?
I'm just saying, innit?
Trip to Turkey.
Because I'm respecting him for doing minimal work and getting maximum results. He's
Yeah, that
he's
I
one of
rate
those guys that come in like
as a top general. I rate him.
Yeah.
Bro,
Work smart, not hard.
Exactly.
Oh, you know, Shaqiri's won 14 titles. He's won 14 titles in about like 90 league appearances, 90 appearances between Bayern and Liverpool. So he averages a cup every 353 minutes.
Done.
Nuts.
Yeah,
How mad that is.
That's the best career ever. Do the bare minimum.
Honestly, the maddest career.
Benjamin Mendy energy.
Fam, he's up there with Hush Puppy. He's up there with Hush Puppy.
Shaqiri's up there with Hush Puppy. Finesse the system. And I'm mad thing.
That video that the Dubai police released for Hush Puppy.
was so
The
funny.
production value on that was unreal.
That was so funny.
Could you imagine them doing that with Shaqiri? Just him having
they should do it for Shaqiri.
in Arabic and then do a piece with Shaqiri. Here's this guy with a Premier League trophy. He's only played 350 minutes, but he still got it.
Get that
Crazy,
son of a bitch to jail. Get him to jail.
So what next for Liverpool now? Like we've won the title. Now we need to consolidate our position as champions. Obviously.
Let me ask you guys. Sorry, I'll cut you off completely. Sorry. Sorry, I'm so sorry. As for the question, would you guys prefer that we retain the Prem next year or we win champs next year?
Retain the Prem.
Retain the Prem.
Why not both? Why not?
Why not both?
Why not both?
Why not both?
Yeah, no, true. Obviously, both is there.
I want that energy still.
Harold, it's retain the Prem just because I think the Premier League is your bread and butter, to be honest with you. That's why we wanted it so much. It's like what you want.
Dominating that would be better, yeah.
Yeah.
And I won't lie, man. And let's not lie. We don't want to be stuck on one Premier League title with Leicester and fucking Blackburn.
Right.
We can't need to be
It's not one. It's not one, bro.
It's not one.
19.
This is the thing. This is the thing. Again, people like to act like football was invented in 1991. It wasn't.
No.
You know what I mean?
Hey, have you guys seen the football students playing during those?
But you know what's funny? The fact is, Man United have never won a Premier League title. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Actually, it's the truth.
It's true.
The Premier League started in 2016. So if we want to play names,
And I love it.
If we want to play names, all right, cool. So the only Premier League winners are Leicester, Chelsea, City, and Liverpool. That's it.
That is shame.
But really, why we do that with this as opposed to say the Champions League? Because that wasn't always called the Champions League.
European Cup.
That was called the European Cup, but we still count all of our trophies. I don't really understand.
I've never understood why you just change it because the
It's
name.
because it's Liverpool.
Narrative, mate.
And any opportunity to spread it.
Discredit Liverpool, they will try to take it.
Of course, there we go.
But which is why it's every competition that we've entered into, we've won it now. So these null and voiders can't say shit. They can't say nothing.
I would like to say if these names mattered, then Real Madrid wouldn't be 11-time winners or whatever of the Champions League because it was courtside completely different.
They only have
so
6.
It is what it is. And United
only 6.
Yeah, they have 6.
United sing 20 times. Even when they're getting camped 6-0, they sing 20 times.
They need
For
to.
what reason?
They need to look at that chant, because 20 times. We're coming for you.
We're coming for you.
Aren't we the most successful club technically in the Premier League?
We are.
Yeah.
We are.
I'm happy.
We're the best. We're the best club in the world. Let's just breathe it in. Let's take a minute.
But the thing is, though, Chris, you said that we all knew that. I remember when we was at the Champions League for one season. I was talking to a certain fan. I'm not giving their name in glory no more. And I'm like, okay, we're not doing so well, but we're a big club in Europe, mate. I'll tell you the story. I was late for work. I was outside my workplace. Yeah, I was late for work an hour when I was outside my workplace because I was having a battle there. Listen. It's not because I'm a Liverpool fan, mate. When we go Champions League, it's a different story. We're a different team. We're our force. And what happens? A couple of seasons later, then I say, oh yeah, you guys big. I told you this. In the Champions League, Liverpool are a complete different team. And now we've cascaded that back to the Premier League as well, where we do the both. I just think that this is where I don't know what it is about Europe. And obviously, I was lucky enough to go on the Champions League games. And I'll be honest with you, I was shitting myself. The Raw is just ridiculous, bruv. The Raw is ridiculous.
It bangs differently. I'm glad you said that, Glab, because I remember when we took Arsenal's place in the Champions League. I follow an Arsenal fan on Twitter, and every time, because we weren't great in the group stage in that first season. We re-qualified. We weren't that good, and every time that we'd slip up, we're like, he'd tweet, we'd have done better. No, you wouldn't. You just got slapped by Bayern Munich in the last 16 anyway, so why would we have this conversation?
Exactly.
Right. Let's move on to some listeners' questions from fellow champs, friends of the champs of the pods. This comes from Certified Ty, and he said, "Morning, champs. With the league secured, what should be our priority for the rest of the season? Going for the records or giving the youth chances?"
104 points.
I want both.
Fuck them kids. Fuck them kids, man. Fuck them kids, man. We need to go for the record now.
Who said fuck them kids?
Me.
Julian.
I'm with you, man. Let's go for the record. Let's make history.
Energy, man.
Make history, guys. Let's make history, man.
Let's get it, fam. Maximum points.
You know what? The thing is, you've got the 5 sub rules, so these kids can have 30 minutes here and there anyway. Honestly,
can I let them run around against Villa? They need a bit of revenge on them, man.
Like Villa don't even have any strikers, so
man, you might as well just play them against small teams like Arsenal, Villa.
It's true.
But fuck them kids, man. Go for 104.
Cool.
Julian,
So
you fully well know that I'm going to Photoshop a picture of you with "fuck them kids" on it. Like the Jordan.
Do that. The name of the pod.
Fuck them kids. The name of the pod, man.
Next
How many points do we need for the record?
101.
101.
Yeah. Go for 104.
Let's go for 104, man.
The record's 100. The maximum we can get is 107.
Yeah. Let's go 104.
Yeah. The games are really close together. So after we play Villa, we have a game like every 3 days, I think. So,
I remember saying on the main pod as well, Klopp said it's going to be really hard because
we need to rotate. So like Neco Williams and Curtis Jones will get minutes. I'm sure.
We just need to kill off games early. We just need to kill off games in the first half. That's it.
I think Klopp can't rest on the laurels of we'll get through the whole 90 minutes. I think he needs to kind of go back just for temporarily gung ho football where we can finish the game quite early.
Yeah, man.
What other records can we break as well?
The most
wins.
Most wins.
Most
We can
away win,
potentially
win.
do most goals, but we'd have to score like 5 a game or something.
Okay.
Let's just go
Youngest
for it.
player to win it, Harvey Elliott. He's going
Let's
to be
go.
the youngest player to ever win it.
Oh wow!
Wait,
What
shout them out on the TFL pod as well.
Yeah,
Gang,
so, so there's quite a few that we can kind of break, but the most important, I think, is most points.
Yeah, most points.
I want most points and I want most wins at home. I want 19 wins at home.
Yeah, I want to go.
Anything at home.
I want to
Yeah,
win every
19.
game in Anfield for the rest of the
The reason
season.
why I want most points is just to shut up the naysayers.
Listen, if we
I
get
want something
most points,
tangible.
Oh
If we
man,
get
if we
most
get those
points.
points, no one can chat to me. Only they
No
can't
one
chat to
can
me.
get to me right now, so I'm gonna be unbearable when it hits.
I'll be a dickhead. I'll be a cunt still. Sorry.
Yeah, man. Like, honestly.
Shout out to the people who blocked me.
You have to be
Save
that.
one.
I don't want.
Ellis, our local producer, have fun trying to edit this pod, man.
Yes.
Trying to edit this pod, boy.
I'm thinking about it, yeah. I'm just gonna let it run, bruv, because I don't know
Let it
where
run.
I'm gonna start.
Let it run, baby.
I'm just gonna-
Next question comes in from Saint_A_20. A lot of underscores there. And it's just simply asked, why are people jealous of us? I thought this would be a good one for a bit of stick talk. You know what I mean?
Can I explain this one? You know what it is saying? Yeah? It's a thing of, in this new era of hyper visibility of football, like certain man, the big words. Certain man that had their glory in the days where man was still wearing Nokia 3210 and boot cuts were still in fashion. and like Disney Rascal hadn't made an album yet. So now times have changed. You know, we've got Twitter, football Twitter, you know, all of them things there. Like certain man, like, you know, they still haven't done anything worth of note. And now they see us, who have also at the start of this era were joke men. We were the butt of every joke. Gerrard slipping, failing at finals, German PE coach. Choose a pick. And now we're there. It burns the soul that certain teams cannot reach the level that we have reached and have never reached the level that we have reached. So they try to downplay it. I know it hurts, man. When it rains, it pours. I know, but it's sunny over here. So, boy, it's tight, man.
Sunny over this side. Come
Sunny.
to death row, baby.
Comes to death row, baby.
Yeah,
I think it's just
Mbappe, I'm
one of
talking
them
to
things,
you,
man.
you know. Mbappe, I'm talking to you. Come to death row. Yeah.
Okay, man.
We'll treat you good, man. You know.
Treat you good.
It's just a thing whereby, like, the hate is just a form of admiration, isn't it? But you just don't want to say that,
Yeah.
we rate Liverpool. Just say you rate Liverpool, fam. No one's going to kill you for saying it, fam. Come on, bro. Like, you've seen us for the last couple of seasons, 18 months. We've been untouchable. You might just, I mean,
Just to go back to what Julian was saying as well about hyper visibility of football, I feel like there's a lot of new fans.
Yeah.
Don't know what Liverpool were really about, so like they only know us from our banter era. I remember talking to someone in a football group chat, and he was saying he didn't know Arsenal had a trophy drought. I mean, him were arguing for time, and I was like, you man's trophy drought was longer than our trophy drought. We still won trophies, even though we were bum boys.
Yeah.
What are you man really on?
Pause.
There are
Hey, pause, big pause right there.
Like, there are unfortunate youths out there that have been told by their parents to support Arsenal, and all of their lives, they've seen nothing.
They've seen Van Persie go on to win a Premier League, Nasri go on to win a Premier League,
Sanya,
man.
Fabregas.
Like, it's peak, bruv. Like, I understand the pain. I'll go to that too.
And they've seen their idol look at the Champions League and put his head straight down, walk past it. Can't even look up to look at the trophy because he knows what he felt.
Even me, myself, I didn't win a Premier League, but when I was young, I saw Gerrard do a mad thing. I saw Liverpool do a mad thing in the Champions League, Istanbul. But certain man, FA Cup.
Is this when you were wearing the Leicester kit, Julian?
No. This is after Heskey still. Don't worry, man. I was fully on board by them, but yeah, man, same. I can't lie. That's the answer, man. Like,
I think, hey, they're just jealous, man. That's what it is. They're just jealousy, bro.
When the hate stops working, they start telling lies. Word to Fab.
Yeah, man.
I'll give you my quick take on it. I personally just think, for the listeners' questions, that over the years when Arsenal were dominating, we used to obviously Liverpool obviously just do their thing in the cups, but we had our history, and obviously Liverpool and United, obviously one of the most decorated clubs in European football, and Premier League football. And what it was, they used to give us loads of stick. They used to give us loads of stick. You're never going to do this. You're never going to do that. You're never going to do that. You're never going to do that. And I think now, rather than being gracious and congratulating us, it hurts them and it pains them to give us the support. They want anybody to. The whole nation wanted Leicester to win it last time. This time, you know what I mean? The whole nation don't want Liverpool to win it because the most hate is due to the fact of we've put up with abuse, we've put up with stick. Now it's our time where we want to rise and give it back. Just a little bit back, just a little bit, because we took over the years. They can't accept it. So everyone goes into this mode now where, we don't care. As you guys are going to fall, you do care. They really do care. They absolutely do care.
It just comes across salty and just a bit bitter.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You know what's even funnier? It ties into our fan culture as well, because we have this unique fan culture as Liverpool fans. We have this kind of Liverpool exceptionalism where we kind of attach ourselves to the rest of England almost, and we just see ourselves as different. So when we do succeed and when we do well, we have a different way about us. And also, we're a massive club, so no one likes when Man United do well either. Like Man United and Liverpool get the same treatment when they succeed because they're the biggest clubs in the country. So it hurts the rest of the country seeing them dominate again. So it's just about our size, our fan culture.
Yeah.
It's just
that they thought we would be down with them for so long. They thought that, you know, there's no way.
Thank you.
There's
Thank
no
you.
way this
Thank
team
you, Julian.
that's buying
Thank you.
Markovic,
Thank you.
that's buying fucking
Thank
Lallana,
you.
that's buying Lambert there's no way this team.
Shout out Adam Lallana, who's got a Premier League title himself.
Hey, my guy.
Man like self.
So. He didn't hit the 10-10 for me, and I'm really upset about the 10-10. You know, man, I was shouting that all season. But it's okay, man. You got your PR. I love it.
Man.
Nice.
I still think, you know what? Out of all the teams that have won titles and been successful over the years, there's only ever been one team that nationally no one hated on, and that was the Arsenal Invincible team. That era, no one hated on Arsenal like that. Other than that, every other team has been hated. United have been hated.
I'll
Chelsea
say Man
been
City
hated.
as well. I'll say Man City. No one really cares about Man City.
And I'll
No one
say,
cares
and I'll
about
say,
City.
and I'll say,
Yeah, Leicester as well. Fair point. Yeah, I
Leicester
say
was
Arsenal.
still
I think the Arsenal thing is such a very good point because there's a lot of mirroring comparisons where you looked at that Arsenal team, they went, you know, they were invincibles, they didn't like lose a game, and you just have to look at that and just say, you know what, fair play.
Fair play.
Yeah.
Fair play. You have to. You just have to
Why
realize that
can't
they.
everyone else be like that though? Why can't everyone
Because
else
they're
be
just
like that?
bitter.
I think,
You know what? It's because we've got such a big fan base.
And to be honest, we have been unbearable. But what I do say,
I don't think
unbearable.
We haven't even started yet.
seen unbearable yet.
We haven't
You
even
ain't seen
started yet.
Honestly,
Wait till me and Farhi get to our beef for next year.
but listen,
Then they'll know unbearable.
Don't say anything. Don't say anything.
I'll say we've been unbearable, but it's the fact of, like, bruv, we knew we said this because no one believed us. When we said, listen, when we win these trophies, because it's going to happen, no one believed it would happen. So it's like, I thought you're going to win this, you're going to win that. It's happened now. We're unbearable. It happens.
I can't believe this. In college, I think this was 2013, a Man United fan bet me that we'll never win the league in my lifetime.
Go collect your P.
Pound.
In more lifetime.
Found it a lot, yeah.
Didn't Gary Neville say something like that? Or similar to Jamie Redknapp, Carragher.
He said before the season that they'd that United would win the league before Liverpool.
Yeah,
that's
what Gary Neville said.
Yeah,
I think.
Man,
I think in my view that we've actually done it the right way and the correct way. All these other teams that have gone on and won the league, you know, like City, they got Guardiola, like the best manager who took a sabbatical and he's gone and done it. City and Chelsea just throw all this money at it and go on, they've won the league. Like, people can say, oh yeah, we bought Alisson and Van Dijk and all these big signings, but that was all recycled money. That was from incoming transfers, and then we went ahead and used that. But I think on the back of that, like, we've gone about it like the right way, and I just think that's what fans can't stand. They can't pick out something and say, oh yeah, you spent all this money, so you won the league. They're picking out things like, oh, Firmino hasn't scored a home goal.
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. I don't think they can fathom the fact. I don't think they can fathom the fact. Like, we got 8 million left back from Hull, who's now the best left back in the world. You put through an academy product who's still 22, who's the best right back in the world.
20.
Van Dijk's partner, who is arguably one of the better centre backs in the league, probably top 5 in the league. You went and spent
Easy.
however much on Alisson.
3 million.
Chelsea spent more money on Kepa, but all of a sudden Alisson's the top keeper in the world. Like throughout the team, we've got so many gems and so many people. Even like, let's say Genie, who we know doesn't score as much as he should, but he's such a cog in this team that we couldn't have done this without him.
You know what? Yeah, I think it's just different times. If you're comparing the Arsenal Invincible thing, like we were having this, we had a topic on the main account on Twitter about just the whole culture of football Twitter and how toxic it is, and literally they pick holes in everything. Like back in 2004, Arsenal went Invincible. We didn't have any of that. Like
there was no Twitter.
Do you know how many draws they got that year?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If that happened today, they would be
Lucky.
They would be ruined.
You know what? Yeah? Do you know what? Yeah. To add to that, I personally feel like, as going on from my point before, if this wasn't an era of hyper visibility, everyone would rate what Liverpool was doing. Like, come on, how could you not rate a team that lost the final, and they lost it in a very unfair fashion? To be fair, not unfair in the sense of we got cheated, but in the fair of like, in the sense of like, we shouldn't have lost it that way. To go back and win it, and then for a team to then get 97 points before and then come back and win, like if there was no unbearable Liverpool fans or none of this, like all of us being in people's faces bragging it, like it would like everyone would rate it. Because you can't not rate it. How can you not? Like everyone that's mutual, that's offered this timeline stuff, like that I actually speak to the other fans and like are probably much older than me. They respect it. They're not going to be like, oh yeah, man, Liverpool, oh yeah, but you null and void. Like everyone respects it.
bro.
They respect it. They just don't want to. They just don't want to save face. They just want to save face for it.
No, I completely agree. It's a lot of saving face. It's a lot of people gritting their teeth and trying to bear it. But we're champions at the end of the day, and no one can take that away from us. They can try. They can try. They can.
We get carried away still.
They can try and belittle it. They can try and say, "Oh, it doesn't mean much," but what the fuck have you won recently?
Sorry, quickly. Do not let anybody belittle this league title. Nothing to do with gold.
Tell them again, Glam.
Do not.
Man's been gold durag ever since.
Send them your way. Don't worry about it.
Listen, don't let anyone tell you, oh yeah, nobody saw it. Fam, we saw it. You understand?
We saw it. That's good enough for me.
Listen, even if people are saying that, just remember the fact of that, fam, Klopp was crying. Henderson was crying. The lads were all in jubilation. You can't take that away from them. You can't. There's no asterisks for people to say, oh, well, this league, nothing. It's ours. 2019, 2020 Premier League. Liverpool. Simple.
Campeones, baby.
I could not have put it better. Boys, thank you so much for joining me this week for the Le Champions episode.
Come on.
Quick little quick note before we sign off. Obviously, condolences to the rest of the league. You played a good season. You tried to set our best. If you want to hear the podcast for the runners-up, be sure to listen to Mugger, Chelsea Hour, Touchy Gunners,
and even runners-up.
And the soon coming Spurs podcast. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Also, if you haven't checked out the Heskey podcast, Emil Heskey podcast on YouTube, check it out. Great episode.
Sure, man.
One final thing to put in a somber note. Shout out Andre Wisdom. Hopefully he gets better.
Yeah.
Hopefully he recovers from whatever happened. That was a madness to hear. But yeah, shout him out, man. Big up him.
Yeah, speedy recoveries. Hope he gets back healthy soon. Again, just touching on the Heskey pod. It's 90 minutes, but it is jam-packed.
Really good.
It's ridiculously good. And we're not gassing that because we're recording it. It's genuinely, it's fantastic.
And the Patreon page as well. We have some goodies ready for you guys once we get up and running. So it's gonna be a good little piece there for us.
Donations.
Donations. Gifts. More gifts.
Donations. Hey, go. Yeah, listen, so gas, man. Let's go, man. Let's go.
Let's go, man.
And you know what the funny thing is? We've still got more pods to come for the rest of the season. We're gonna have, you know,
We're recording because I am waved.
I'm not even
Leave
here.
that in, please. Leave that in.
I've been
Hey,
trying.
John, come off the camera. We have to move this out.
Yo,
We got sponsors.
I've been trying so hard.
Right.
my
For everyone here,
hard.
for everyone here at Kop End Fracas, thanks so much for listening. And we'll see you next week.